Welcome back, everybody. What we're watching right now is Team of Destiny type stuff. Somebody made a deal with the devil. I don't know what's going on, but this Blue Jays team just refuses to lay down. They are battling back game after game after game. Unreal baseball. I can't believe we continue to pull out these wins against good teams. We're running a three-man rotation out there and a bunch of filler and just slapping things together, hoping that it works. And right now, it is working. So the pitching matchup in this one was Palant for the Cardinals and Barrios for the Blue Jays. And before I get into the recap of the game, I should mention Blue Jays did win it 5-4 in 10. They moved to 36-30 on the year, 6 games above 500. Now let's get into the recap. The Blue Jays strike first in the top of the first when Bichette and Guerrero both ground out, so you're thinking it's going to be a quick inning. Barger then singles to left to start the rally. Kirky singles, moving Barger up to second, and George Springer hits a double where Barger scores, and Kirky, probably the only guy in baseball that doesn't score there, maybe a handful of others, but he has to hold up at third. Unfortunate, but it is 1-0 Blue Jays. We get out to the lead. Things are looking good. Jimenez then grounds out to the pitcher, keeping it 1-0. Barrios was absolutely dealing in this one. He goes 3 up, 3 down in the first. Palant comes back out and gets touched up a bit again in the second. He gets Schneider to ground out. Clement doubles off of him to left field. Clase then grounds out, moving Clement up to third, before Bichette singles to center, scoring Clement, making it 2-0 Blue Jays. So we're feeling pretty good. Barrios is in cruise control through 1. He comes out and has another shutdown inning in the second. He walks Contreras before getting Herrera to pop out and Arenado to ground into a double play. And this was a bad game for Arenado. There were a few plays at third base where I guess he's getting a little bit older now, but for a guy that's won so many Gold Gloves and is so sure-handed, he probably cost his team a couple of outs in this one that ultimately did play a role. Palant runs into some more trouble in the third. He strikes out Barger. Kirky doubles off of him. Springer reaches on catcher's interference. A bit of an odd play there as the play played out. And then everyone was kind of like, well, why is Springer standing on first base? Well, obviously he knew his bat hit the glove, so play was called dead. He gets put on first. Kirky gets moved back to second base. Palant then pitches to Jimenez, and Jimenez strikes out before Schneider grounds into a fielder's choice with Springer out at second base, ending the inning, keeping it 2-0. But again, the Blue Jays putting on a bit of pressure there. And then in the bottom of the third, Barrios strikes out Burleson, Gorman singles, Scott flies out, and Nootbaar fouls out, ending the inning. So again, he's just in command right now. And against a good offense too in St. Louis, they are no slouches. So really good stuff out of Jose. I'll pick it up here. Where are we in the next scoring? So the Blue Jays held the lead all the way until, wait for it, the bottom of the 8th inning. So a bit of a wasted start in a sense by Jose Barrios, as he was so good and deserved a win. But in that 8th inning, Brendan Little comes into pitch. He walks Scott to lead off the inning, and how many times have we talked about this now? You lead off the inning with a walk, and that guy just, 90% of the time scores. Nootbaar then struck out. Wynn singles to left, moving Scott up to second, and Wynn and Scott are both very fast. Donovan then strikes out, so you get the 2 outs. They go to Y-Rod there. I was completely okay with this. I saw some people in the chats and whatnot that had a problem with this. Brendan Little was up over 20 pitches. You had a righty coming up. Little didn't look all that sharp, even though he did get a couple strikeouts on the lefties. But you bring in Y-Rod, who's been lights out for us, to pitch to a righty in Contreras. Contreras singles to right, scoring Scott, moves Wynn up to third, and then Herrera hits a home run, making it 4-3 Cardinals in the bottom of the 8th. So right there, in previous games, you think the game is pretty much over. We blew it. The Jays lost. Classic Blue Jays. A month ago, we would have been distraught over this. But we keep the TV on. We keep watching because this Blue Jays team for the last few weeks has not given up, and here they didn't as well. You have Ryan Helsley coming in to pitch for St. Louis, who is absolutely nasty. 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, just you name it, he's got it. He's got everything a pitcher would ever want. The 100-mile-an-hour fastball, the 90-mile-an-hour slider. I think he throws a curveball in there too. Just a filthy, filthy pitcher. But anyways, Clement pops out to lead off the inning. He gets one quick out. And then Clase comes up, of all people. Jonathan Clase homers 415 feet to center field on the 4th pitch he sees. He gets a 97-mile-an-hour fastball, middle, and he does not miss it. The sweetest swing you've ever seen, and just clubs it out. 415, center field, tie ball game. Vibes are back. Jays are buzzing. Bichette then strikes out. Guerrero Jr. doubles to left field, and then Barger strikes out as well, ending the inning. So we head to the bottom of the ninth with a tie game. Wyrod stays in because he only used, I think, 6 pitches or something like that in that inning that he came in. And he gets Burleson, Velati, and Scott the second to strike out, and keeping it 4-4. And I think even at this point, he was only at about 13 pitches. So incredibly efficient and really good work out of Wyrod there. Phil Maton comes in to pitch the top of the 10th for the Cardinals. Kirky leads off with a double, and of course there's the ghost runner already on second base, who was Addison Barger. This one's down the line over the head of Lars Nootbaar, who looked like trash out in left field in this one. Kirky doubles over his head. Barger scores. Roden comes in to run for Kirky, and unfortunately that was all we were able to get. So you get Kirky back on second base with the pinch runner with none out, and you're kind of expecting to tack on more there, especially in extras. You feel like you need it. Springer walks. Jimenez hits a sac bunt, which lays it down perfectly to the third baseman, moves Springer to second and Roden up to third base. Nathan Lucas is intentionally walked, loading the bases, and Ernie Clement just flails at an outside breaking ball, hits a lazy ground ball right at the third baseman. He steps on his bag, throws it across first base, ends the inning, and you're thinking, ouch, bases loaded there. We really needed more than just the one run. So you're heading to the bottom of the 10th with the ghost runner on second. Like I said, 1-run lead. Jeff Hoffman comes in. You don't know what version of Hoffman you're going to get. Well, he comes in firing. Fastball, fastball, splitter, splitter. Lars Nootbaar, you are gone. Wynn comes up. He grounds out to second base. It actually tipped off Hoffman's glove going up the middle. Thought it might have gotten through. It might have actually been that tip from Hoffman's glove that slowed it down just enough for Jimenez to get it. He fires to first, gets Wynn out. Scott moves up to third on the play, however, and then Brendan Donovan flies out to center field on a splitter. So preserving the win. Hoffman gets the save. The Blue Jays win. Again, they're up to 6 games over 500. They have no quit in them at this stage of the game. They are playing unreal baseball. I'll look over the box scores here real quick just to see if anything really stands out. Alejandro Kirk, probably the player of the game, 4 for 5, had a home run, had 2 RBIs. He actually hit a home run earlier in the game where he hit it dead center field and it tipped off of a glove. So he actually got some assistance there from the center fielder. And other than that, the Jays rallied for 13 hits to St. Louis's 7. They had the home run from Kirky. They had the home run from Clase, his first of the year. Springer with the 29th RBI. Bichette has 38. Kirky's up to 29 and Clase's up to 6. And then we left 10 guys on base. The Cardinals left 6. We went 3 for 9 runners in scoring position. They went 2 for 8. And then on the pitching side of things, Jose Barrio, 6 2/3 strong, 89 pitches. Deserved a W in this one. Unfortunately, didn't get it. Brendan Little with the 1 inning and 2 earned runs. And Wyrod with 1 1/3 with 2 earned runs. So ugly stuff on that side of things. But you know what? You got the W, so you take it. Jeff Hoffman comes in and only needs 9 pitches to get through his save. Fantastic stuff there. Anyways, let me know, did you guys watch the game? How you feeling about this team right now? Is this a team of destiny? Is this a playoff team? Probably the best baseball I know I've watched in the last couple of years. How about you? Drop a comment, all right? We'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one.